Brothers, what's going on everybody, and today in this video we are going to be going over a competitive gameplay, so getting a little bit away from the usual stuff we've been doing on this channel, and we're going to be talking about a tournament game we had just last week in the LCQ tournament against Kmac. Now, if you don't know who Kmac is, he's one of the best MUT players in the world. He typically will be a top 10 player in weekend league, has many 25-0s, 24-1s, 23-2s, one of the best in the world when it comes to MUT, and a very, very good Madden player. He does this full time, he does this for a living, so he takes this game very, very seriously. We played in the second round of a double elimination tournament. We started with 64 people, and our game was a hell game. We have a goal of 50 likes in today's video, so if you guys are excited to be able to watch some competitive gameplay against two professional Madden players, make sure you guys do hit that like button. But now, breaking down exactly what tournament we played in, we played in the LCQ tournament, which is the last chance qualifier. This is the last chance for Madden players to be able to get into the final big tournament, which is called the Madden Bowl. There was 128 players total, 64 on each console, all vying for just 2 spots that remained in the Madden Bowl. There was a total prize pool of $220,000, so you can see that this is a big tournament. This is a big deal for all of us right here, because there's already 14 spots secured in that Madden Bowl, and we're vying for the last 2. With that being said, I think it is important to note that this tournament was played on the game mode of Salary Cap. Salary Cap is a game mode basically where you're given a certain amount of money, and you were able to build your team up until you spend all of that money. Now, you want to spend the exact amount of money you were given, because if you don't, there's room to improve your team, but if you go over, you're not going to be eligible to play with that team. So it's a very fine balancing game mode of where you have to give and take certain positions, because you can't have the best everywhere, but obviously you want to make your team as good as it possibly can. But with all that said and done and out of the way, we're going to now get right into the gameplay against Kmac and I. Once again, like I said before, it's an absolute hell game. It's a lot of fun. I'm going to be breaking it down play by play. So loading in here now, you're going to see that my best 3 players are Darren Waller, Aaron Rodgers because of his amazing release, and then Devin White at middle linebacker. I'm not totally sure what he's doing yet, but I see he's got Torrey Holt, Darren Waller, and Tyreek Hill, which are 3 skill positions, so I'm thinking he's going to be throwing the ball quite a bit, but I did notice that one of his best 3 was not a quarterback, so I'm a little bit confused. You're going to see we're going to start the game off kicking off, actually, which I'm very, very excited about, and we're going to be using the Tampa Bay Buccaneers uniforms, whereas he will be the 49ers. As you go to kickoff here, you're going to see me use a tactic that's pretty commonly used in competitive Madden, where we're kicking off to the fullback. We're not kicking it all the way deep, and that's going to be, who was it, Atkins? I'm not totally sure who that is, but the reason behind that is so we don't kick it deep to one of their good returners. You know, a lot of people have 99 speed back there. Instead, kick it to a fullback, even though some people might have some decent fullbacks, you know, they might have a running back there. Usually the damage done there isn't nearly as bad as it is kicking deep, but right here, you just see us setting up our audibles. I'm going to be in 2-4-5 odd against him. I believe he's going to be in a lot of strong close, a lot of 2 wide receiver, 2 running back sets, a whole lot of 22 personnel. The first play of the game, he's out in weak close flex, which is a pretty popular formation. It's become popular at the end of the year so far, and I'm coming out in bench blitz. This is really good run defense against these types of sets, so I'm basically telling him that he's going to have to pass. I believe the first play he's going to be running, I believe it's going to be dive right here. That motion kind of tells me it's going to be dive, and immediately we get an insta shed damn near with our Brandon Williams. That's a 22 capper right there. He has a 90 block shed, and that's a big reason we put him right there, was for that block shed. But you see right here, we both come back real quick and pick our plays. It's gonna be 2nd and 10. He's gonna be doing a lot of this audibling around, where he's gonna be audibling basically to try to get my defense a little bit off balance. So once again, we see another motion. And he's going to be running another dive, and my user kind of I had really bad user right there. I was trying to contain the left edge, but once again, we're able to get a pretty fast insta shed, and immediately we're on a 3rd and 10, which is really, really good for us. We're feeling really good, but we basically know right here he's got to throw the ball. A whole lot of motioning still once again from him. Like I said, he's going to be doing these audibles over and over and over again. He does the same motion right here. He's going to be throwing the ball from it, and I was a little bit unhappy. He had a quick throw where his receivers bumped into each other just due to the spacing. I was a little bit unhappy. I felt like I should have been able to animate on a pick there. I didn't. But regardless, we're going to be able to force a punt, which I'm very excited about, especially considering that it's the first drive of the game in a big tournament game. That's a super, super good feeling to be able to force a quick 3 and out and be able to get the ball back, just because it's such a limited time of possession in these games. You know, no one really has the ball for that long. Be able to get the ball back really fast in the game is just super, super huge. As always, we're coming out with Gunny slot, and he's in the 2-4-5 odd defense as well, which is fairly decent defense against my Gunny slot. I will be running the ball quite a bit against these type of sets, and you see right here inside zone. And unfortunately, we didn't really pick up what we thought we would, but usually inside zone is going to do a really good job popping this defense. This is one of the more annoying defenses I have to play, though, and actually, this is a defense that eventually put me out of the tournament later on. We've audible down right here. Like I said, I like to run the ball against this. I think this is really bad run defense against certain runs that I have available to me. You're going to be able to see me crack back this wide receiver on the left, and we're gonna be able to get a pretty decent stretch. Not quite what I wanted, but we were able to get a one-on-one. So eventually, if we were to go back to that over and over again, he's going to miss on that one-on-one, and we'll be able to break big run off of it. Although it is something I'm not really a huge fan of, just running the ball every single play. But we have a 3rd and 5 coming up right here. So we're sending 5 out right here just in case he's sending pressure. He does not, but we take a quick up the middle run with Aaron Rodgers. Immediately I saw that he didn't send pressure, and all the pressure that he did send was basically around the edges. I knew he didn't have a spy, so immediately we just take off right up the middle. Very, very, very easy gain for me to keep the chains moving. And that's one of the things that's kind of like a really big thing if you want to be a passer, is be able to recognize those running lanes up the middle when they are available to you. On 2nd and 11, we were going back to the pass, sending 5 out, trying to make a quick read, and we hit our streak specialist right over the middle. The thing about abilities, if you guys don't already know, especially this is huge in salary cap, a streak specialist, if they get their hands on the ball on a streak, they're going to hold on to it. As soon as I saw his user peel off, I immediately threw the ball. We were able to get a really, really quick rack for a good, I think it was 12 or so yards. Just super, super good. That's why these abilities are so huge, especially in salary cap. I think there's so much more important in salary cap than you'll find in weekend league or just regular MUT. Once again, going right back to another 5-out combo. And you're going to see right here, we have the Texas route right over top. We're able to cut inside, and Chris Johnson's all the way to the crib, and that's going to put us up 7-0. And I tell you what, in a tournament game where there's a lot of money on the line, at least down the road, and there's a lot of people watching on stream. This game was streamed by both of us. Over about 1,000 people were watching this live. It is just a great feeling. Once again, going back to the tactic of doing a sky kick to the fullback, that is, who is that? I don't know who that is. But regardless, like, that's the whole reason behind it, because a lot of times it got end in something like that, like I said before, instead of, the chance of them taking it back with their kick returner, which in a tournament game, one of the worst feelings is watching them get a free touchdown off a kick return or just any kind of BS like that. That's why it's so important to limit all of that type of stuff. So we got a 1st and 10 on the 47 right here. He's getting close to midfield. I'm expecting him to audible, as he does right there. Like I said, he did this basically every single play. He's an I-form close right here. He's motion back across. I'm expecting a dive. And he actually runs stretched to the left. But this defense, the reason I'm in this defense, because when they want to run these stretches out of these 2 tight end, 2 wide receiver personnel sets, they're going to get hit in the backfield a lot. This is really, really good defense where they're going to basically get sacked in the backfield almost instantly. You see him in strong close right here. He's dropping back. This is a very, very common route combo. And I really felt like I was going to be able to make a play there. I just was... That is full Darren Waller he has, so he has about 96 speed. I was just a little behind him. If that's any other tight end, I'm able to keep up with them. But unfortunately, right there, just because of the due to the pure speed he had, I wasn't able to. He's dropping back again. He liked to pass a lot out of this, and I got stuck on my defensive end right there, actually. And he's able to hit me with a post route on the sideline. He's now 3 for 4 with 67 yards. And this drive, he's coming by fairly easy, which is really, it's kind of nerve-wracking for me. I'm trying to get, if I get one more stop, I will win the game. So a big part of it right here, because I do get ball at half, if I can hold him to 3 right here, I feel super good. He passes again, and he's able to hit a quick streak. I was actually pretty surprised that was open. I had a deep zone over there. But it was a really good play by him, and immediately we're tied 7-7. Coming back out in the gun A slot. Once again, if you guys are interested in this offense, I do have an ebook on the CivilMadden website linked in the description below. I also have a sub ebook on my Twitch. Make sure you guys do check that out. I do stream now. 4 times a week. Stream schedule will be in the description below as well. But you see me hit a quick flat to Chris Johnson right there, sending 5 out again. That's how I like attacking these heavy blitz defenses, is send 5 out and put it on myself to make a read. I find a lot of times if you try to block 7, the blitzes will come in still, they'll glitch through, you'll get insta-shedded. I just like to send 5 out and be able to get a quick release, and that's why I like Aaron Rodgers so much too, because he's able to get that ball out so fast. But 2nd and 5 right here, we're going to see what I do. So it's another 5-out combo. I have that Texas route still on the field, and you're going to see me try to get around. There was nothing open, so we're able to take up off the middle for a good 6 or 7 yard gain. Once again, that's so huge, because that's another component he has to defend. That's not something he can just give up all game, and that's something, if he's willing to give up all game, I'm super, super happy taking. Getting close to midfield here. Once again, I'm going to be sending 5 out. This is one of my favorite route combos as well. He ends up only sending 3, but he actually put a spy here, so we're able to hit a quick out route to Jonnu Smith. There was no flat on my trip side, and once again, we're able to get a quick 9 yards. And we're currently 5 for 5 with about, what was it, 70-something yards, so we're feeling really good offensively. We haven't really felt like we could get stopped yet. The only thing right now we're racing against is the clock, but we have 3 timeouts in 2 minutes, so at the very least, I'm trying to get 3, and we run, and that's a big reason why I like running against this defense. I feel like it's really bad run defense against my runs, and that inside zone is going to pop off about 10 or so yards. 56 left and a half. Clock is ticking. We're on 2nd and 1. And once again, we're able to hit a quick table route. We quick snap them. And we're able to fight and get out of bounds, which is huge. So 3 timeouts, we're 6 for 6, 79 yards on the 21, and we feel good. We should be able to get. We feel like we should be able to get into the end zone. But the biggest thing for me right here, I'm thinking to myself, is I want to make sure at the very least I get 3 points because I get ball at half too. That's something you have to remember, is I can't risk some kind of turnover before this half. I want to make sure I get some kind of points at least. Going back with another 5-man route combo right here. We actually had the streak for a second, but I look off it for just a split second. That's what is tough about making these 5-man route combos, is that you have to make a read almost instantly, because I missed the streak for just a split second, and by then I was already sacked. 2nd and 18 right here. You see me try to step up. I take another sack right there, and that's gonna damn near effectively kill the drive. But the biggest thing now on 3rd and 31, you're gonna see me actually go to run the ball here. My biggest fear is that I don't want to take a sack and get pushed out of field goal range. I'm not totally sure if there is any kind of wind. Sometimes Madden is weird with the wind, so you're gonna see me just run the ball right here, try to get some kind of yardage just to make sure I stay in field goal range to get that 3 and go up into the half with ball up 3. So 33 seconds left. He has no timeouts. He's going to be pushing to get into field goal range. My biggest thing is to just tackle him inbounds. With this kind of clock and the runoffs the way they are, especially in salary cap, 2 tackles inbounds, I should be fine. You're going to see he has 2 crossing routes, and he actually does a really good. It's actually kind of insane what he just did right there. He had my user come in, and I went to go sack him. He stepped behind his halfback and was able to pick me up and deliver a dot downfield, but basically there's just not enough time to be able to get another play off and get a spike. So I see him trying to do something. I know he has to get out of bounds right here, so my biggest thing, I just go to Tampa 2 and try to make sure there's no way he's going to be able to get out of bounds. He snaps the ball, 3 seconds left anyways, and we just take away the deep middle part of the field and let him throw whatever he wants. And he actually ends up getting sacked, and that's going to push us into halftime with a 10-7 lead, getting ball. So we're feeling really good, especially due to the fact that on offense, I don't think he can really stop me yet. So we're coming back immediately with the same route combo we've been doing all game. It's another 5-man, and we're able to hit our out route really fast right there. That's automatic we have out there as well, so it's gonna give us really good rack animation. That's a good 7, and we're 7 for 7 at this point. Like, we don't really think there's much he's gonna be able to do to stop us as long as we keep on performing, because it looks like there's just holes all over this defense. I don't think this is a very good defense. My biggest worry as well is that he has full Frank Clark with power specialist at center, at nose tackle, and I'm afraid of him getting through. But right there, that was another time where it was kind of a bad route combo, to be honest with you. I try to quick snap him. He does a good job with his user, and we do end up taking a sack just because I hesitate for just a second. That's something you cannot afford to do if they're sending blitzes and you're trying to quick snap, setting 5 out. You can't afford to hesitate because you're going to take bad sacks, and now I'm in a 3rd and 9 when I just was in a really good position. We're going back with the same route combo that we've been doing all game to this point, and this is actually going to be bagged. He gets an insta shed off the edge with LT, and I'm a little frustrated because I feel like I really let that drive I kind of killed myself on that drive. So 4th and 14, we're going to punt this one deep. And biggest thing right here is make sure the ball actually gets out of bounds. But we still feel really good. The offense overall, we feel like he doesn't really stop us. It's more of that we're stopping ourselves. So we feel good. On defense, we feel okay. We've gotten 1 stop and let up 1 touchdown. So we feel like we can actually get a stop. We know he's going to have to pass the ball, and we like our chances if he's going to keep throwing the ball. 2nd and 9, he's in the strong cold. Something to note that he does have this fullback Josh Cribbs in there, and he's doing another motion. I thought it was a dive at first, but then I realized it was a pass. And I mean, that's a really good route come. I tried setting pressure. Something I realized throughout this game was that he actually did a really good job picking up pressure throughout the game and actually stepping up in the pocket. Kmac's pocket presence this game was really good, and I felt like sending pressure I'd be able to get through. I didn't really think he'd have good blocking out of under center, and he proved me wrong, definitely. So if I were to play him again, I would definitely come back with a different strategy on defense. But you see he's bagging the strong close. So right here you actually see I make that adjustment where I'm not sending pressure. I notice that my pressure is not coming through. And he's going to run a dive and get blown up for about a gain of 3. So, I mean, he has 4 rushes for 4 yards. I feel really good about my run defense. We're really just trying to make sure he doesn't break anything with passes. Something I will say, I didn't think his pass game was great. I felt like it was a lot of more general, like, okay concept. Nothing real crazy. I didn't feel like he was going to dot me so much as just, you know, hit a deep post, hit a deep cross or something like that. I wasn't really afraid of, you know, like wheels or anything like that. I felt like he was really going to go for chunk gains, really stare down routes for the most part. I didn't think there was a whole lot of really good routes that he'd be able to do up and down the field on me out of this formation or out of any of these really. And you see he went back to another dive right there. It's 3rd and 3. And this is a really good down for him because he can throw the ball or run the ball here, and I'm not totally sure what to do. My adjustments on defense right here, I actually go straight man coverage right here. Just try to catch him off guard. And he's actually audibling around still. And at this point, I'm confused. He runs dive and is able to get a decent chunk of yards with about 8 to pick up the first down. Now he has 6 rushes for 16. which the last 2 runs have broken about 8 apiece compared to earlier when he was averaging just a yard. He's back in the strong close, and it looks like he's about to motion Holt over. It's either going to be a dive, or I'm thinking it's going to be 2 posts and a streak. Right here, that's what it's looking like. He has 2 posts and a streak, and he threw right at my user. I was hoping I was going to be able to get a pick on that. Instead, we get a 2-player animation, and we just simply knock it out. I was a little frustrated with when that happened. I felt like he had other stuff open that he easily could have thrown, but instead he threw it right at me, and I wasn't really rewarded for that. So I was frustrated with that, no doubt. I also checked to see if he had streak specialist. He did not, so I definitely felt like that should have been a pick. But he's going to be all the way to some kind of I form with another post route, and this time we were able to get the sack. We were able to get some really good sheds, thankfully, because he did have that post route coming open. But 3rd and 9, we feel good. When he's driving back to pass right here, he's in I form close, and he's gonna throw it right to me actually. And this was really just kind of like all taking when I was playing. Like, for one, it made me feel super good. I felt really relieved. I got rewarded for what should have been a pick earlier, but he just threw the ball right to me. And I'm not really sure what he saw there, if he just didn't see my defender. It wasn't really a bait of any sort by me. The deep middle third was just clearly going to play that post, so just a bad read by him. And right now, we're going to try to run the ball a little bit, because once again, we know that this defense is terrible against the inside zone, and we get about 13 right there. And we're feeling good. Like, we have the ball up 3, and like, we're in a super good spot. 75 out again. We're able to hit the table route really fast. Unfortunately, the cloud did come down pretty quickly. We're 8 for 8 for 66 yards. But that table route didn't actually get us a single yard, which was kind of frustrating. It was the correct read right there. It was a table route against a cloud. It's just the way the game plays, it didn't really matter. We're coming back with another 5-man route combo right here, trying to get an outside release on the edge. I'm not a huge fan of this route combo looking back on it. It didn't really matter, though. We had stuff actually that was about to come open, but Frank Clark decided to end that play really fast, and that's why you get full Frank Clark. With power specialist, he's going to insta-shed very, very often. And we're on a 3rd and 15 right now, and we're frustrated. We have another snap streak, and we look to throw, and he actually drops a pick right here, and I felt really bad right here. I hate cheating people like this, and he just blatantly dropped it. It was a really bad read by me. I thought his user was too far underneath it to animate. You see, obviously, he did animate, and it hit his hands. The only thing I can say about that is I dropped a pick. I felt like I dropped 2 picks earlier this game. One on the first possession where my players didn't animate, and one on the streak where we just got into a 2-player catch animation. So I definitely felt bad, but I was definitely okay with just taking it. And regardless, I'm punting the ball anyway, so he is getting the ball back regardless. The worst is when you drop a pick and then they score a touchdown after. So he's getting the ball here right here. We're punting it out of bounds, and he's gonna have a chance to have a money drive. He's on his own 30, down 3. And I'm frustrated that this game is this close, because I felt like I've really played well this game, and unfortunately just the points have not shown up on the scoreboard. He's back at strong close. We're not sending pressure. We realized earlier that we were not getting any kind of pressure. He's going to motion out Cribs, and that's a lot of speed to have at fullback. And even though he's in strong close, he has a lot of speed. He's got a post and 2 hitches, and this place is absolutely bagged. And I was a little upset right there. I thought I was going to be able to animate in front of it, but it's an alright. It's a safe read with the low ball. The low ball makes that very safe, but you see my users right there attempting to make a play on it at the very least. But we feel good, especially if he wants to go to those hitches. I just feel like it wasn't something he's very comfortable with. Right here, you see where we're lined up. We're actually going to try to change the pace a little bit and just catch him off guard. And we're coming in with a user rush, and we actually are able to get him. And as much as that is annoying for him, it's something I love to throw in every once in a while, especially when they have a pocket quarterback like this. He hadn't seen me do that all game, and so I decided just to come around the entire edge and give him basically no time, make him feel super uncomfortable seeing me come off the edge. And now we're on a 3rd and 7, and we have a real chance to damn near end the game here in a couple plays. We get caught on our D line. You see me using Clowney, and honestly, we're kind of confused what to do, because Clowney is kind of in no man's lane, but we end up coming around with Clowney to make another sack. That was an unintentional user sack. I meant to be just a normal user right there, but it is kind of hilarious that it came back to back instead. And now we're on a 4th and 13, and we have a real chance to win it right here, actually. So I'm super annoyed right here. I'm in the wrong defense, so I don't actually have all my best players in the right places. But regardless, we're gonna drop back, and we're using this crosser, and our cloud on the right side drops super far down. He's able to dot me on 4th and 13, and that was really frustrating for me, actually, because I felt like I played good defense. I didn't think that cloud would fall down if he rolled away from it. He didn't. He did roll away from it, and it still fell. So I was really frustrated here. He has a chance still to win the game on this drive, so we have to really lock up right here. 2nd and 12, the clock is moving. I'm feeling a little bit better now, just because it is harder for him to be able to score a touchdown with this amount of time. And like I said, I feel like I've played good defense all game. We're using Taylor Mays right here. He is in charge of the right flat. And once again, we're still playing coverage. and I see this baby hitch. I go up to see what other routes he has. We drop back on the baby hitch, and we're actually able to get a lurk, and that's solely because he tried playmaking up and getting greedy, and Taylor Mays is then able to take it all the way to the house, and that's actually gonna end the game. And that was huge. That was huge by me. I'm very, very lucky I was able to recognize that hitch immediately, and he's actually going to quit out of the game right here. And this was just huge by me. You see Taylor Mays coming down, and the only reason we were able to get that is because he tried playmaking that hitch up. If he hadn't, he would have probably lowballed it, and it would have just been, you know, maybe like an incompletion or maybe like a 1 or 2 yard completion. So like I said, right here you see your opponent is experiencing network issues. We were able to get this win right there. That was super huge because there's a good chance at the very least he's kicking 3, and we're probably going to overtime. And even though I felt good on offense, my offense wasn't performing quite how I felt like it should have been throughout that game. That was an absolute hell game between Kmac and I. Make sure if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you guys do hit that like button. We still have that goal of 50. If you guys want to watch me live, I do stream 4 days a week. Link will be in the description below actually, and my stream schedule will be there as well. If you guys are interested in my offense, link will be provided in the description below there as well. I appreciate you guys all sticking around to the end of the video, guys, and I'll see you all next time.